I bet. Yeah, so Stewe, man, the first time I think I saw your page was like 4 years ago, right when I first started my page.
Yeah.
But you were obviously doing this shit for a long time. But your name was just like that trending name. You would see you everywhere. You know what I'm saying? You would see you in all these major vlog videos with like Sada and other major artists in the city. And I would just always see your face everywhere. I didn't know exactly quite what you did, but I knew like everybody wanted you to be around them. And even to this day, it's still kind of like that, where like your name's still stapled, where everybody knows if it's Stewie's there, then it's a party. I actually attended one of your events recently that was off the
My
fucking
God.
chain.
Good looking, man.
And your hosting experience was legendary with Just Plays and
Thank
shit like
you,
that.
man.
Where did you get the confidence in the first place to be able to host these events and just get people to really engage and be energetic?
I'm not gonna lie, man. I think before I had started hosting events, I went to band camp, man. I went to this band camp. It was called Blue Lakes Fine Arts Camp. And I went up there, and the first year I went, I was like, all right, cool. We did this little talent show, and people like applied to perform. I'm like, whatever. It was like 5,000 kids though. So I'm watching the talent. People are going up there. It's like, whatever. But then this one guy came out and just, when I say killed it, I mean, went stupid. And the reaction he got, I was just like, wow. Like, I danced like I'm good. Like, I could have went out there and ate it up, and that shit would have been, they would have thought that shit was 10 times sweeter than him. So right there in my mind, I was just like, I'm doing that shit next year. The next year, like the night before I went to camp, I had made like a little like mix CD, and then I took it up there, and I ended up like, you know, applying to do a talent show. I got in, and I did the talent show. But before, I'll never forget the feeling of before, like I went in front of like the 5,000 kids. I just was like, man, like I've always wanted to do this, and I may have had like a little fear of it, but just that adrenaline was just like it was like my first high for real. And I was just so excited about it. And when I went out there and accomplished like what I wanted to accomplish and nailed it and killed it and got the reaction that I got of people like enjoying my entertainment, I was like addicted to that shit, you know? And I feel like that just carried on into the parties. And yeah.
That's your first
That's how I got the confidence to be like that. I feel like
has
that's
entertainment or being in
experience.
those positions been like something you always kind of wanted to do your whole life, or did it just kind of come about?
Yeah, hell yeah, man. I've been entertaining since I was a kid. I don't know what it is. I was the class clown. I'm not even gonna deny that. I was the class clown, man. I enjoy entertaining. I enjoy having a good time, you know what I'm saying, with my friends, cracking on them.
Were you like a class clown as in you were getting in trouble type shit, or you were just one that was like fooling around and kind of just making everybody
I would
laugh?
get in trouble, but I was also like a sweet kid, you know what I'm saying? So like the teacher wanted to like me, like, but I was just like mischievous, you know what I'm saying? That was really what it was.
Yeah. What entertainment for you when you were younger, was it like something you idolized or looked at it like there's a goal for me type thing, or was it kind of just like I want to, you know, if it's there, it's there. If it's not there, it's not there?
No, something I wanted. It was something that I was fighting for, to be honest. My mom kind of always saw it as foolishness. I'm Jamaican too, so, you know, I'm the first one born here out of my family. And, you know, their views when you're dealing with a family that has grown up in a different place, their views on what you should be doing are set, you know, so she saw no value in entertainment whatsoever. She thought I was like being foolish, you know? So yeah.
What was the first signs they noticed of like you doing something that they were like, hey, chill out with that, you got to get your life straight type shit?
Man, I was throwing parties. I started throwing parties when I was like 16. And
using the crib?
Not using the crib. I had lied on this lease. For this UAW hall with my people, with the Vice team. That's when the Vice team was created. And we had lied on the lease. I was like 16. I was 16. And I said I was 21 and signed the lease to rent it out. And we threw a party. Yeah, it was crazy.
21 years old is when you're most places will allow you to buy one, but you have to lie about your age in order to get it. So
Yeah.
that's how fucking motivated you were to do it.
Yeah, I'm like,
What
I'm
was the
doing this.
intention? Was it more money oriented, or what was the reason that you wanted to get into hosting events and throwing parties?
I'm not gonna lie, man. I had a wide range of friends. You know, I grew up on the west side of Detroit, and then my mom, I was born in Southwest, but my mom and my dad were never together. So I used to go back and forth, and I went to school at UAD on 7 Mile, and that had also a wide variety of people that lived in different places. And so I had all these different friends. My mom ended up moving like downriver, and you know, I had my city friends that I'd be with when I was with my dad, my downriver friends that I may have met when I was, you know what I'm saying, been with when I was with my mom. I had friends from Birmingham that I met from school, and friends from Warren, and friends from West Bloomfield, Farmington. I grew a network full of all these different people that I was very close to. And so yeah, like I wanted to combine that. That was really the goal, was to just get everybody together, because as a kid, there's no way you're really just gonna meet somebody from Farmington if you're from Ann Arbor. You know what I'm saying? Unless like it's some sort of camp or something like that. But 9 times out of 10, you're really hanging with the people in your area. Right. And I was like, man, I got all this different pool in all these different cities. Like, I'm gonna use my network and throw a party, and people gonna love it, because they're gonna be like, I've never seen you before. Right. I've never seen you before. I've never seen you before. I'm gonna combine all of that, and like, we gonna have a good time. That was my goal. I wasn't even thinking about the money. I didn't even know that we would make so much money. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So entertainment, it's very broad, obviously, right? So it's not just like you can pick one thing that you can obviously pick one thing that you really wanted to do. So when you were younger, was there a certain aspect of entertainment industry you wanted to enter? Or like, you wanted to act? Did you be a comedian? Did you want to rap? What was the main focus?
Man, it was always music and acting. I don't know what it was, man. I started playing piano when I was 3 and took piano lessons, and then I ventured off to like 5 different instruments. I played percussion when I was in high school, the saxophone, the violin, and then I used to always love to act too, you know, and get involved with anything that was acting. I was in this movie called The Corner Store. It's on Amazon Prime right now.
Hey man, it's fucking on Amazon Prime, goddammit. Most motherfuckers can't say that about themselves.
Man, shout out to Lawrence Lamont, man. He put me in that project. He's done so many amazing things. He's really good friends with Big Sean, as well as a director for a lot of Big Sean's hard music videos. So I had found him, and I think I had looked for auditions and ended up finding it. I'm like, man, I'm going to this audition. And I remember we had met, and he was like, man, I like you, man. He was like, we gonna put you in the movie. And I was like, bet. And I ended up being in the movie. And then even that, like the reactions I had gotten from that was like, I can do this. Like, I'm gonna do this. So yeah, that was super dope.
What's the earliest like remembrance of somebody that influenced you or inspired you when you were younger to make you want to go after that acting field or even making music?
Man, I had so many different influences, man. I'm trying to think of the one for acting and the one for music.
Martin Lawrence, goddamn, I'm assuming that's
no, I mean,
he says.
Definitely Martin Lawrence. It was a lot of the sitcoms, man. A lot of the sitcoms that got me, like the Martin Lawrences, like the Jamie Foxxes, like those were really the people that really inspired me, that I was watching as a kid. I see my dad watching or my cousins watching, and it made me want to, you know, kind of go in that lane. And plus, they would show off their other talents too, like especially Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx is one of the biggest ones, you know, one of my biggest inspirations, because he not only could act, but he can sing, play piano. Like, he's multi-talented, and you don't really see that too much, you know. Yeah. Especially in Detroit, as far as somebody promoting that as what they do and like their full like personality. You know, a lot of people are like, especially when I was growing up and coming up and doing what I'm doing as far as like dancing and singing and rapping and throwing parties, like people were scared to be themselves. You know, they felt like they had to fit in this certain box or parameter of who you're supposed to be. And I just never let that shit get to me. I just never let that shit hold me back from being myself. or being friends with this person, or knowing these people, or being over here or being over there, you know.
Musically, was Jamie Foxx in that same category for you as somebody you wanted to kind of mimic a little bit, or was there like an artist that kind of stood out to you that made you really want to dive into music?
It was somebody that just I could relate to. I feel like he made me want to dive into music and the acting as well, but it was definitely someone I could relate to as just being multi-talented, you know, and being able to really execute both. I really liked Diddy a lot too, man. And because these people that I admired, I wasn't just admiring for the music, but I was admiring also for how they handled their multiple talents and the things that they would do. Because, you know, I always thought of myself as a little businessman as well. So, you know, especially growing up and throwing the parties and then hearing different people's stories. Like, a lot of people don't even know Jamie Foxx used to throw these parties called On My Balcony. Right. And a lot of young stars will come through and rock with him. And I feel like, you know, my story is very similar to that same thing as Diddy when he used to throw parties in college and, you know, gaining access to artists and giving his artists access to his network and building them up. Like, I just have all these similarities with a lot of these different people, and I really felt it. Down to the radio, down to Ludacris being on radio and me being on radio in Detroit. Like, I've touched almost every little piece of entertainment here, you know? Yeah. But it's coming to a time I gotta start picking these lanes to break the door down though.
Yeah, Jamie Foxx's story was hilarious with that because he would just throw these huge parties and invite like celebrities and famous artists, and then just randomly tell them to come in the booth. Yeah. And he had like a little recording studio, and they would just make tracks. It's like, yo, you got Kanye West at your party. Hey, come record on the mic real quick. You know what I'm saying? What made you have this like ability to approach anybody and be so, I guess, likable is the word, obviously? Like, did your parents give you a lot of confidence growing up? Because people are definitely attracted to you. They want you around, and you give off the vibes of a very welcoming person.
Man, I don't think it came from my parents per se, because they didn't really not necessarily gave me a lot of confidence. My parents were actually really strict. My mom was, and my dad was kind of like, do whatever. It was kind of it was kind of crazy because one day I'd be, you know, under these strict conditions with my mom. The next time I'd be with my dad, and he's like, man, do whatever. So it was never really them per se with giving me that confidence to do it. I think it's just always been in me. I think it's just always been me. I've always craved to be myself and no one else, and put that positive energy out there, have a good time, and progress. You know, I'm big on progression. I'm big on hustle. I'm big on getting yourself to the next level. And when I place myself around others, I like to place myself around others that think the same way. You know, and like with that, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? And it just, I don't know, bro. It's always been in me, not on me. You know what I'm saying?
Was social media was that like a presence at the time when you were first starting off and getting exposure, or was that still kind of new to the game at the time?
It was still kind of new to the game. It was still kind of new. We didn't really go off social media. The most we really had was like Twitter, and I wasn't really talking too much or nothing on Twitter for real, you know, except for my parties and whatnot. But it wasn't like, I had more of like an in-person presence. Like you knew Stewe, like if you knew Stewe, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, oh, I know him from Twitter. Right. It was just more so like, oh, that's Stewe.
So you're one of the OGs of actually participating in the events and being around, and, you know, before even social media, like the hype was there.
Yeah, for sure. It's been like 11 years. Like, I think this is Vice Team's 11th year anniversary coming up. Yeah.
How did Vice Team originate, and why Vice Team?
It originated with kind of like, along with the story I was telling you about this different network that I had created just being in my situation, split parents and going to school at a certain school and just developing all these people as friends or, you know, associates. And it was just certain people that stuck out that I was closer to than other people. And we just formed the Vice Team off of that, and it was the people that I was with and the people I was rocking with that supported me and that I supported myself. And it's still 11 years later, everybody is still going. Everybody is really like, their brand is elevating and they're really standing, strong on their own brand, and I love to see it. So it's like the Vice team, but then you have all these different people under the brand that like stand strong, are doing great things. Like two of our DJs are like one of the most two booked DJs in the city. I got my guy Twan on radio, Just Blaze, you know what I'm saying, promoter, host as well. Got my boy AJ, a stylist, my dog Squeak. It can go on. We got people that own clothing lines, Dom, whatever. It's a lot of different people, you know what I'm saying, in the crew that all do their own niche thing. And I'm just proud of everybody, bro. I'm super proud of everybody. Shout out to everybody. Papoose, Sherry, D-Stacks, Shelby, everybody, man. Everybody.
So social media obviously like was a huge fucking like punch for anybody who's talented or can orchestrate, large crowds of people or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So you obviously were before that. Was it kind of easier to grow that on social media because you already had a whole, portfolio of people that fucked with you, and you could get them to say, hey, come support me on social media. But then the social media expands to help you meet people you never would have met before, right? So did any of those relationships form through social media that you have now that, you don't take for granted right now, that you're looking like, damn, if it wasn't for this major outlet, I wouldn't have known this person or connected with this person?
Nah, I mean, like, yeah, but no. Like, I have people that, like, yeah, we made a relationship on social media, but a lot of people I may have met or seen, and it was like the social media like was almost like a resume to like be like, oh, like he's there, like, or he's doing this, like, or he's doing that. So it helped me meet people and helped me socialize, but it's like somebody could have seen me before. People tell me all the time, like, I seen you, but like I seen your gram and everything that you involved in, or I saw you in this movie, or I seen you do this, and then like everything was put together when I like found your social media. So it has, but not too much. It's a lot of people that I've just met, and they've like followed me on social media. We followed each other, and it was like it opened that line of communication through social media, and that line of like seeing what each other were doing. But it's not too many people that I've just met off the gram or just befriended off the gram or any social media.
When your name's popping off on social media, obviously for me, because I've only met you like a couple times before, right? So for me, it's like I'm looking at it from what I knew you from, which was, again, I saw you vlogging a lot, and I saw you with like major celebrities and fucking places I had never imagined I could even be myself sometimes. What put you in those positions in the first place? Obviously, you have a good resume and everything like that, but you're there. Is it them reaching out to you? Or is it you just somehow getting involved with those things?
It's been, them reaching out to me, and it's also maybe have been me reaching out to them and just being involved. It's, man, like I said, I like to place myself around positive energy and people who are real and that are trying to progress and get somewhere. And I feel like when you put that positive energy out there, you're rewarded with it tenfold back. And I feel like I'm always trying to reek of positive energy and put that out there, and invest in the people, and when you invest in the people, that could just take 5 minutes of listening to a song that they want you to listen to, or whatever the case may be. And I feel like a lot of that has just came back and is still continuously coming back, because I just try to stay as genuine as possible, as me as possible, and I just try to keep pushing that positive energy out there.
I mean, listen, for me, man, it's exciting shit that I see you be a part of, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, man, a lot of motherfuckers would be jealous to be in some of the opportunities. Like I said, you've been, it's not even just about being with the major artists in specific areas and throwing these parties or being a part of these parties, but what party or time stands out with you so far in all these fucking crazy ass wild tundras you've been a part of?
Man, I gotta say my pool parties, man. If you know, you know what I'm saying. Vice Team pool parties, probably the most legendary parties in the city to me. I to a lot of other people too, But I mean, we've had parties where we got every artist in the city, every side of the city, every popular girl you can think of, plus people from out of town. Like, it's just a vibe, and it's all positive. You know what I'm saying? It's all a good vibe, a good time. We got the prettiest girls around. We got the most talented people around. We got, you know, a wide variety of diversity and race and background and career. It's just like, it's one of the coolest things I've ever experienced myself. So to even put it on and put that out there, man, it's, I feel like the Vice Team Pool Party is probably one of the wildest, craziest parties that, you know, Detroit has seen for sure.
I know you were talking to me earlier. You were telling me about how a lot of you and these major artists would get on like a bus together, and you guys would be traveling together.
Yeah,
and, like,
man.
Even to bring up that silly ass story about RJ, man.
Oh,
I know,
my
hey,
God,
listen, man. I hope he
dog.
doesn't see this, but I want you to.
RJ is so funny, man.
Yeah.
This one time, like, I've had so many different experiences that people probably don't even remember. Like, I barely remember them. So when I do remember, it's funny because it's like I've been around everybody for so long. It's like a lot of people may see me linking up with an artist and think that that's just not happening, but I've been friends and I've been around so many different people for so long. It's not, you know, it's not that, you know.
Yeah.
We've actually had a relationship. But I do remember this one time with RJ, we was all in this bus. It was Lou, Peasy, it was a few different people on the bus, and I think RJ fell asleep. Oh, we were going to Kentucky. I just came back from Kentucky. That's crazy. I think we were on the way to Kentucky, and I think RJ fell asleep on the bus, dog. And I think it was Lou, dog, who had like took RJ phone and had posted some shit he had in his phone or some shit like that. I don't know I forgot exactly what it was. I don't know if it was a dick pic or something. It was something, dog, but he posted that shit and he said some funny ass caption like, "What do you think, ladies?" And RJ was asleep and that shit was just sitting on his page for like 2 hours, dog. That shit was the funniest shit ever, man. It's a million of them stories though, like that's back in the day. You know what I mean? That was some time ago. But it's dope to see everybody like where they're at right now.
It's like, it sounds like it's like a fucking family type thing, you know what I'm saying? And also it's like a band of brothers, and which is always like, you know, I feel like that's more dying now because I feel like everybody's kind of separating themselves a little bit more. Like, you don't see everybody go together everywhere anymore. It's more like everybody's got their group now.
Man, everybody got their group. Everybody got their ego. It's all love with me. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm a positive person. You don't fuck with me, you don't fuck with me. It's not me. I don't fuck with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not concerned with any of the bullshit, man. I stay positive. I'm trying to get somewhere. I'm trying to do something. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I don't know why people will be on what they be on, but you got to just stay you and stay positive. That's the only way you going to get to where you're trying to go, man.
Yeah.
For real.
Nah, yeah, I felt that way too, man. I remember when I was first kind of emerging in the scene a little bit, and I was getting annoyed with like a lot of the separation and just the even for me because you know, I'm white skinned, even though I'm not white. I always have to tell people that, but it was like, you know, separation, like, or like, you know, I felt like I was being used to some degree in certain aspects, or people would take advantage of me because they thought certain things. But even when my name was emerging more and more to a smaller degree, but still something, I still felt like people were trying to do egotistical maneuvers around me. And I was like, this is just the smaller scale, and people are doing this on the larger scale.
Think about the larger scale.
Yeah, and looking from the outside in, you can see like, or an inside, you know, it's just like, God damn, if the unity is there, then there's more opportunity for everybody. But the experiences you share, it sounds like that's what that was.
Man, it's just like, it's real shit behind certain shit. You know what I'm saying? People have died behind certain shit. It's like real political, certain things that have went on. And I don't get in the way of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about the people who are mad because, you know what I'm saying, you might have kicked it with a girl, or, you know, whatever the case may be. Like, it's a lot of people mad at each other because of a girl. Like, it ain't even about no money. It ain't even about no street cred. Like, it ain't about nothing but like someone who don't give a fuck about either one of them. So it's like, that's the stuff I don't appreciate. Like, that's the stuff like I don't really respect for real, or, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, we don't got to be doing all of that. Like, but, you know, when it comes to certain things that have went on and whatnot, like I stay out of that. That's, you know, not what I'm into. But I just stay on the positive side of things, man.
Yeah.
You gotta stay positive, man. We can get this money, dog. Like, it's a lot of other places getting money together, bro, that may have had their differences, whatever the case may be, but they can really respect each other enough to go get that check.
Yeah, if you look at like Mad TV or Saturday Night Live and all those shows that were emerging early in like the 70s and 80s and stuff, you see it's like a whole diverse group of people, and they are just all working together. And all throughout time, they obviously got more cutthroat, and the competition became more real, even within those realms. But just bringing people together that have different creative abilities, you can create a whole production off that, and everybody can eat off of it. And yeah, the strongest will proceed further. Like Adam Sandler's are gonna pop off and be bigger than everybody else, and Chris Farley's and Chris Rock's, and Damon Wayans and Marley. They're gonna come off bigger sometimes, but the people who are still smaller in the game still are gonna be able to succeed. I think that's what the biggest problem is, that everybody wants to be the top dog, and you're an influence on that end, because you're not saying that that's not what you're about. You're about bringing everybody together and everybody getting their share. You know what I'm saying? And that shows your confidence in yourself, that you don't have to put everybody else down or do any types of maneuvers.
No, I don't put nobody down, man. You can't be on that, man. When you know who you are and you comfortable with who you are, you ain't got to put the next man down, man. What like, that's fear, man. And I'm not scared of nobody. Like, I don't fear nobody. Like, you know what I'm saying? The only person I fear is God. Like, I know who I am. You know what I'm saying? So when you know who you are, you can move how you want to move. And you don't have to hate on the next man to feel good or to get that girl or to do anything. You know what I'm saying? You do you. You worry about you. That's it.
And same aspect too, that I kind of have like a thing in my head where, like, I know that some types of aggression makes your name stronger as far as making rap music. You know what I'm saying? Obviously that helps your points a little bit and makes your music feel more real. It's like a debate in my mind if that shit matters or not. Like, if you took away somebody's criminal history or the shit that they affiliate with themselves with, would their music still be as strong? Do you think they'd still find success in the industry even though they don't have these street credentials or anything like that?
I don't think their music would be as strong. Let me tell you why. Because people feel the real. So when you're talking about some shit, people know you really on that shit. When they know you on that shit, it makes somebody feel some type of way. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you can make the most fire track, Kadil. It could be the most fire shit ever, and you talking about swinging guns around and hitting the road with, you know what I'm saying, whatever. They're gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? They might not. It might be some people that feel it, might be, but a lot of people may not just believe it just because of the image. So when you got these people that are aggressive and you got these people that they've really done these things that they talking about, people feel that shit, and people will do their homework and find out if you want that shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of people, some people, I mean, this new age rap is crazy, but it's a lot of people who are good artists that talk about things that they don't do, who probably won't reach their full potential. Then you have these fake artists that the labels pump up and that end up making it too. So it's, I don't know, man. It's weird. It's a weird time right now.
Who from the city right now do you kind of look at and it complements who you feel, complements how you feel about yourself, or complements how you feel about, like, just being open to everybody else and bringing people together? Damn, see how long you was quiet for, bitch? That's because there's nobody, man. There ain't
it's
nobody.
Not that there's nobody, man.
Like
it's not that there's nobody. It's not that there's nobody. I think Vez is doing a very good job. I think Vez does a very good job of that. I think he's linked up with damn near everybody at this point. For real. I like what he's been doing with Keith. I like what he's been doing with I think Vez is probably one of those people that I look at like that. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Shit. I mean, yeah, that's one person for sure. I'm not talking shit. I'm talking shit. No, but yeah, man. No, there isn't too many people with that. So, like, do you know who, Nick, you already know this story because I said it 1,000 times, so he's gonna get annoyed. But Joey Gladstone is from Full House.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know, I forget his real fucking name, but he came to Detroit to do a seminar for upcoming entertainers. Anybody, even if you are nobody, whatever type shit.
Yeah.
And I went to go see him. And he stated he couldn't answer anybody's questions when he was there. He thought he was going to be like, oh, what's your problem in the entertainment industry? Okay, here's your solution. He stopped midway through. He's like, okay, I can't answer any of y'all's questions. You know why? Because it's like you got to work your ass off and be entertaining. There's no other little secrets. He said, but one thing I will tell you is this. There's two roads you can take. There's a road where everybody's going to want to work with you because you stay on a little bit of the safer side. You know what I'm saying? You make your your content, more universal, more PG-13 rated, or you can go the rated R version. And those are the two roads you really got. There's not really an in-between. So for you, do you consider yourself like, you're not on this rampage type shit where you want people to feel like you're an aggressive person or feel like you're about it type shit, even though you are, but you don't want people to feel that through your social media presence or through your entertaining people live? You don't want people to feel that. Would you agree with that, or do you think like how do you want people to approach you?
Man, just as me. I'm not really, I don't try to put no extras on anything, bro. I don't really try to put any sauce or anything or any aggression on anything. Like, if you meet me, this is how I am. Like, this is like, people know if you meet me. I've had people tell me like, man, I didn't know you were really like this. I didn't know you were really like cool like this. This is how I am. I'm the same way. I keep it the same way at all times. Man, I'm not switching up. I don't enjoy people who switch up and act like this one way and act like this the other way, off camera, on camera, whatever the case may be. That's not real. I don't know, man. I just like, are you being a character? You're playing a different character than yourself. I like playing me. That's the only role I like to play, bro. So it just is what it is. I'm not trying to be too hard. I ain't trying to be soft. I ain't trying to be PG. Not trying to really be rated R. I'm just really trying to be me. I just happen to be in that, I guess, that realm of being universal or being able to get along with different people. But that was just how I was raised and just the circles I was put in, You
mentioned like you like fucking know Jack Harlow, which is like obviously blowing the fuck up right now and stuff like that.
He's sweet as hell.
Yeah, like how do relationships like that form?
Man, a lot of relationships I've made have been through like just different things that I've done, different areas of my life, whether it was music or whether it was radio. Me and Jack met. He was doing like a promo tour and I was on radio at the time. You know what I'm saying? And we had met and I had checked him out. I'm like, damn, he's hard. Like, he's hard. And then we ended up, just chatting it up and kind of building a relationship. Cool dude, smooth dude. He just did a collaboration with Babyface for the remix Paperwork Party. I can't wait to hear. I ain't heard it yet, and I can't wait to hear that shit. I think that shit's gonna be hard. I seen them about to drop that too. So I don't know, man. I've met a lot of different people in different situations. It's so funny because you would never know what angle. You know what I'm saying? I've met these people. I've hosted different shows and met people. I've been in the studio with people, worked with people, wrote for people. It's been a lot of different lanes and a lot of different angles.
Sometimes you're like a part of things. I'll see in your stories or whatever.
I was even shooting videos at a point. I shot Tay B's first video. I shot a lot of people's videos. Bro. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's funny, bro. That's funny. I used to do a lot of work with Joe. Yeah, I was sweet. I was sweet as hell. You were
talking a lot of shit.
I was sweet as hell.
About directing
I was sweet as hell.
All these directors and visuals. It's like, man, you had to have done it.
And I hung around a lot of people that was doing it. I was around Joseph McFashion a lot.
Right.
And I learned a lot from him too, man.
Did you get to watch his like fucking explosion as far as the whole foundation the whole career he's built and the whole production, like, the whole page he's built, this For Show magazine?
Hell yeah. I've been watching it for a minute, man. We damn near used to live together for real. We lived together at a certain point, man, and we was like just working. You know what I'm saying? He works hard, man. He do his thing, man. Shout out to Joe for sure. Like, he do his thing. Yeah. I
remember he was one of the first names I ever heard of when I was coming into the scene, and then also Lace Visuals, which is that's Zay Primo, right? So I don't know who I got
a lot of love for Lil Zay too, man. Zay dope too, and I don't even know like Zay as a videographer. Like I know Zay as just being Zay, like So to see him take off with the Lace Visuals, that shit was sweet as hell too.
Yeah, right. So you got to see a lot of like people that kind of started where you know, you guys were all still on the bottom, right? I'm
Hell
assuming.
yeah, man! I've seen a lot of people.
Who's
everybody, damn near everybody you can think of, like from the city, man. From Dej had performed at like my 21st birthday party right before she blew up, man. That shit was sweet. Cash, who else? GT, Peasy, bro, like the Doughboys. I've gotten the opportunity to be around a lot of people from a young age, from any angle, whether I was doing the vlog video, whether I was in the studio with them, doing interviews. Like, interviews are probably one of my favorite things to do, especially with people from the city, because it's like I've done so many with different people from here years after years. So it's cool to see their progression and just talk about where they're at and where they want to be. I remember I just saw Babyface post like this small clip of an interview we did like 4 years ago, and I think I asked him like, "What do you think you're gonna be in 4 years?" And he was like, "I'm gonna be one of the biggest artists," or he said something along those lines. And it's just to see where he's at now. It's like, wow, like this shit is crazy, you know? It really is crazy.
Is that one of the biggest, you know, from the bottom to the top stories that you've been a part of and seeing with Babyface?
I don't want to say necessarily like I've been a part, like I've played this crazy role, but as far as like doing interviews and interacting and even having them come through events and whatnot,
yeah,
man, it's been, I can't think of one person around that's as hot as they are that I haven't interacted with, bro.
So you're pretty much everybody that's on the top of the league in the city right now as far as their following and their, you know, movements concerned and everything like that. You were there from the fucking beginning.
I don't even want to say from the beginning. If it wasn't the beginning, but you know, it's sometime, you know, I've interacted, I've seen it happen, or I've been involved at some point. You know, I don't want to take all that credit because it's not like that. Whenever it happened, it was just genuine.
No, yeah, I kind of misphrased that. I meant to more say like good. You saw it happen.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because when I came in like 4 years ago, it was like already names were already really
going.
Only people I saw a lot of people blow up really, but like Baby Tron and shit like that was one of the first people that I got to.
I remember
fully experience it.
I remember when Lando was telling me like, "Man, Stu, I got this group. They on fire. They some young niggas, they on fire." Yeah. I'm like, man, who? He's like, man, I gotta show you that, and show me them. And I remember like my first impression of Baby Tron and the rest of the group. You know what I'm saying? Like we even did an interview. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I don't think they were the Shitty Boys. They weren't really doing solos at the time. So it wasn't that he was showing me Baby Tron. He was really showing me the Shitty Boys, the whole crew. Shout out to everybody in the crew.
Unfortunately for me, it was like the opposite. When Lando showed me Baby Tron, I was like, get this guy the fuck out of here. I was wrong. Absolutely.
He's sweet, 100%.
Man. Yo, he's sweet as fuck.
Yeah.
But when I first seen him, I was like, who the fuck is this? Yeah, I was like, what type of time? But then eventually I was like, oh, this guy is really super, super and now his name's blowing up even more than it's ever blown up.
But
that's like one of the first people that I really kind of witnessed from like when I say 0-0 type shit, where it was like 0-0, and then just seen him go to full 100. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else that I kind of know, it's either they were like 40%, 50%, but to catch somebody from zero is the most humbling experience. I would say one of my boys, Nolan Presley, was huge for me because Nolan, we used to fucking shoot music videos in his backyard, in his shed, in his tool shed. And he was like this white rapper. He was okay. He was an okay rapper. He was whatever. And then 4 years later, he's fucking 2 Chainz sound engineer. You know, his main sound engineer, which is like, holy shit. And you I go to 2 Chainz' stories, and I just see my boy Nolan in the back, or just in the studio with him, meeting Lil Wayne, meeting Eminem, and just being surrounded by these people. And that to me is so much success involved in that. It's like, damn, bro, like you really took off from being in the back rapping to nobody knowing who you are, and now everybody who knows anybody knows who the fuck you are. So, is there anybody like is there somebody specific you can pick out for you that was like kind of clicks in your mind that's like, damn, watching that whole experience really blew my top off, if so to speak?
Yeah, like the choice of words. I'm trying to think of someone that I really saw from the bottom all the way up that really just like,
or even somewhere partially in between, kind of.
Man, I'd have to say, man,
Cash Doll's a pretty big one. I don't know if you
Cash Doll's a huge one, man. Cash Doll's definitely a huge one. I'm just trying to think of the biggest person. I would have to say Sean, man.
Big Sean.
Yeah, bro. I would have to say Sean. Cause man, I would see him as like a kid and hear about him and see the momentum and see like the Finally Famous crew, and it was like cool. And mind you, I think the effect is almost bigger when you're younger. So I was a little bit younger seeing him, and I just remember the buzz and the momentum to the point where my first interview was Big Sean.
Wait, what the fuck? I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah, I snuck in to Burn Rubber. Shout out to all my boys at Burn Rubber. That I just told them this story recently. They didn't even know. We've been friends for years actually now, and I never told them the story. It was crazy, but yeah, it was this long ass line. I was there with all my people, and we were sitting in line to like do the meet and greet. You know what I'm saying? We wanted to meet and, you know what I'm saying, see, you know, how he was in person. And we're in this line, and I had just got this DSLR camera, and you know, a DSLR camera, you're official. You know what I'm saying?
At that time.
So I'm like, at that time, I'm like, I'm about to walk through the back door with this bitch, and they're gonna let me in. And I'm seeing little people that are inside already that are all media, because it was just like a media timing at that point. And I'm like, I knew like one person, I think her Lena, sorry, and her older brother had like his own little show going on, and so them two were both inside. I mean, I walk inside, I'm mingling with people, meeting people, news, media, bloggers, shit like that. I'm like, damn, this shit is dope. All my friends are outside. Like, what the fuck? How did he get inside? Man, I get inside. They do all the interviews. They're like, any more interviews? I'm like, fuck. I look down at my camera. I'm like, man. I'm like, hell yeah. I'm like, yes. And I look at Lena, and I was like, I seen her record her brothers. She had went to Mercy, I went to UAD, so we were familiar with each other. I'm like, can you record my interview? I had never did an interview in my day in my life. And she was like, yeah. And they were like, okay, you ready? And I was like, yep. Just started interviewing. I don't even know how I knew what questions to ask. I don't even know how I knew what to do. Man, I took that home, chopped it up, and I just didn't stop after that. Yeah, I didn't stop after that.
Yeah, so you snuck in with the motherfucking camera.
Snuck in with the camera.
And got this
looked
whole
the part,
interview.
got the part. And just kept going.
Did the relationship continue? Did you ever get to speak with him, or like I know obviously you've met.
Yeah, we've met before. We've talked before.
Yeah.
I've been to his house before out in LA. Yeah, I mean, he's cool. We don't have like a crazy relationship, you know what I'm saying? But he's a cool guy, man. Always shows me love. He said he liked my car last time I saw him. We were at the Thanksgiving give back, and he was like, man, I like what you did with your car. I'm like, thank you, man. So I mean, he's cool, good guy.
Yeah, man. I mean, I almost got to meet that motherfucker one time. I don't know why I just called him a motherfucker, but basically I was supposed to go to a studio to record a music video with him in it, and then the artist that was the feature, whatever the fuck, he brought like 100 people with him. Damn. So they kicked his ass out.
Damn.
And I was on my way with my camera, like, I'm about to go meet Big Sean's Heat. And then they just said, nah, y'all gotta go home.
Damn.
So, but no, I never really gave a fuck about that stuff. I think for me at that time, it was just like, oh, that's opportunity type shit. I'm, you know, anybody, especially with the way he shows love to the city, putting artists together and putting these things together, it's nice to have somebody you can feel like is still here and is still trying to get like everybody else circulated too. You know, a lot of artists that I felt like made it major kind of like just went and did their own thing and just like kind of like fuck you type time shit, or like kind of separated themselves to this like holy stature and just kind of let everybody else, you know, go figure it out on your own. Like I did what I had to do for myself, and kind of I can't say names obviously, but you know, that, you know, it's the opposite of what you're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if you were one of those people,
man, if I get to the dough, we all
but
through the
you're
dough,
already there
man.
though. You're already there. But I feel like when you get to the next level,
Yeah. When I get to that other dough, when I get to that other dough, it's a wrap, man.
Now you got a production going on, obviously the Stewe show. That's part of the
Stew show.
That's part of the process. So
yes,
like,
sir.
Tap in on it.
Man, the Stew show, man. We got to get y'all on the Stew show. I just did Snap Dog. I got Vez lined up this week. I got a few other crazy guests lined up, man. The Stew show, I was doing it like 4 years ago, I think is when I started it. Like I was saying 4 or 5 years ago. And I used to have people come up to my studio. The studio that I also lied on the lease on. I was not old enough to get this studio, but it was in the 4731 Grand River building. Shout out to Derek Weaver. He was the building manager. He's cool as hell. Still follows me to this day. Used to let me do my thing in there. And I would have people come up there. I had it all laid out. I thought what I thought was laid out. You know, the TV, the projector, the backdrops, the screens. And I was like, man, I'm going to create this show. And I'm going to have the artists come through. And I'm going to interview them. And this was really, continuing and really doing more research and learning after I had did like the Big Sean interview and a few more other interviews. I interviewed like Kalani and did some other dope interviews that Joseph had really pushed me to do with For Show Mag. So it really went from me like doing interviews for myself to me really working heavily with Joe and For Show Mag and just interviewing a lot of different people to like me kind of breaking away and doing my own show as well. And it just really started building the clientele and coming into a time where I wanted to continue it. Now I never really stopped. I staggered at some points, but I never stopped. But I was like, yo, I want to sit down and really give it that full effort and really build the production to be something that you would see on a major television network. And I really want to give it that effort because I'm in a position to do so now. And so, man, we have this new studio. It's beautiful, man. I just feel like this is really gonna be a big thing for my brand, and I think people are gonna really be excited when they see the production level and the effort that I'm putting into this project.
The people that you're bringing on, is it kind of in your mind already? Do you already have the people kind of sorted in your head, like who you want on there, or is there a certain vibe you're looking for, or is it just kind of welcome to everything?
It's welcome, not to everything, but to people who are moving, you know what I'm saying? And like to people who people want to know about, you know what I'm saying? Who have worked to get their brand to a certain level. It's like, can everybody get on the Tonight Show?
No, hell no.
You gonna hate me? Y'all gonna hate me for that? Like, y'all gonna hate me for that? Like, it's no amount of money that's gonna be able to just get you on there.
I had a story post one time. It was actually hilarious. It was like
I lied about that. Y'all give me $5K out. You know what I'm saying?
You feel me? But I had a story post. This is when I started doing interviews like a few months ago.
Yeah.
And everybody was asking me to get on, and then I made a story post saying, some dude asked me, I went to the gas station and some dude said, hey, can I get on your podcast? And I said, yeah, man, what do you do for a living? He said, I work at the gas station. And I was like, come on, man.
Everybody can't be on the show, man.
Come on, man. No, you can't just come on with nothing going on.
Everybody can't be on the show.
And you know what? Listen, at the end of the day, there's a real reason why you can't just let anybody on a podcast. It's not just about, okay, fine, maybe you don't have a name. Maybe you have a lot of, energy. Maybe you want it. The real reason, and I've done it before, I can't let people on a podcast that haven't accomplished anything because there's nothing to fucking talk about, bro.
Yeah, and it's not even like about the name per se. It's like when I say moving, I mean like you could have made like a very heavy hitting moment. It doesn't have to be necessarily viral, but if you're doing something that's heavy in motion, you know what I'm saying? It got to be something.
You don't got to be like a major artist or some shit. It could be like literally like you could be a sound engineer and you could just be telling your life experience, but you're consistent. You know what I'm saying? And you just put a lot of effort.
And people fuck with you, and you got the hardest mixes out, and you've worked with such and such and such and such, and
because people with small portfolios, there does come a point where like, like telling you, bro, it's been so awkward where I'll sit with somebody, I'm like, I can't even talk to you about nothing because I went over your family life. Okay, cool. What about your rap career? Yeah, I got 2 songs out right now. Gang, come on, what are we gonna talk about?
Or I got 2 songs, I ain't put them out yet, but
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like we working on the mix or whatever. Like y'all look out for it.
Now that's the problem with it, man. So it's a good journey for you. Obviously, you have like a lot of people supporting you, and the reason I know your podcast is gonna be a humongous success is because the network of people that are surrounding you and supporting you, and then you have major people that surround you and support you, and when you make those posts or when you upload those videos and when people come watch your show, that's going to circulate like a motherfucker. You know
my
what
God,
I'm saying?
appreciate it.
So it's going to be all over the place nonstop, just getting traction from every direction. I was actually thinking about this the other day. It kind of bothers me when people start podcasts that haven't done anything for the scene in any respect. There's some people who would just be like, oh, this is a hip hop podcast, and all they do is run the podcast. Like they go work at Chrysler and then they come back home and they just do the podcast. Like they'll just get random artists on. they never succeed because unless you tasted the industry or you've put something into the industry, then you don't have that real sense of what the fuck anything's about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. It's basically 3 stages. It's effluence, affluence, and then influence. You know what I'm saying? Effluence is basically the concept of you have to stop thinking about what you can get. And you have to start thinking of what I can give. You got to give the value so the value will come back. You know what I'm saying? And then you'll be an influence, you know, to people, and people will really want to, you know, hop on what you're hopping on, and they'll want to circulate the videos or support you. It's like, you have to give, man. I'm a giver, bro. Like I like whatever value I can give, whatever. If I'm in a room, the first thing I think about nowadays is like, what value can I give this room? Because that's the 2 things people think about. Like, when you walk away from somebody, is what you did for them, right? Or how you made them feel.
Right.
You know, like, you never forget a motherfucker that made you feel good.
Right. And to add to that, I remember somebody gave me like really great advice when I was starting off, because I was reaching out to people and I was reaching out to them in kind of the opposite, like exactly what you're saying. Like, I would reach out to people sometimes and be like, yo, I'm about to shoot you the most fire music video, let's work. But instead of telling them what I could do for them, I didn't ask them what they needed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't stop and say, like, what are you looking for? Like, because I have multiple talents and I really fuck with your movement, so I would like to help you in whatever way that you need it.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of telling people like, yo, I'm gonna do this because that's my incentive.
Yeah.
So that's not giving, that's trying to take.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Because you offer me something, but I'm not offering something that you're asking me for, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to come up with that approach and make it natural, because now it's natural for me to just be like, okay, I'm gonna be a giver instead of trying to take from everything. There's a lot of times where I'll be doing stuff that 0% benefits me, 0.0 could hurt me. But I'll do it because it's like, bro, it's about helping other people that are trying to get to a point that I'm at. Even though whatever scale, micro scale I'm at, I still have a voice, which people would kill for a voice.
Mm-hmm.
People would kill to have somebody listen, or, you know what I'm saying, be able to say something and somebody listening to you back. That's a blessing. You know, you built your, like, I want to get to your point one day where it's like, damn, bro, you have like so many people that just fuck with you off the strength, and your name is, I mean, we walk places already and people are saying what up to you, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on? But your name is, you know, everybody knows who the fuck you are. You know what I'm saying? And you didn't have to do nothing that... One of the biggest reasons I admire what you did is because you don't do anything that's like... How do I put it? Culture trending. In a way that is like...
I don't like
negative,
chasing clout, man. I don't like
like in negative too.
I think that
like,
shit is
not,
corny.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like corny shit, man. Like, a motherfucker might think I'm corny, but I ain't go, if it's me, it's me, and I don't feel no type of way if that's actually me. But when you try to do something out of your means just to make people think a certain way about you, that's what I think is just corny. Like, if you think I'm corny and that's your opinion, bro. You know what I'm saying? But it's when you try to not be yourself, like, that is what just bothers me. Like, I like being me, man.
Yeah, 100%, bro. I've been in situations with people plenty of times where the whole character switches out of nowhere, and I'm just like, bro,
you're like, what?
Yeah, what just happened, gang? Like, it just bothers me because I think I come from like the 90s where like there was that sense of unity and the sense of like people really working together to build something bigger. And I do get why everybody is the crab in the bucket mentality, pulling each other down to get on top, because this is the best point that anybody's ever made to me. This is sometimes why I almost want to stop the music review podcast. There's only one reason I would ever stop it. Somebody told me, like, bro, you got to realize something. I'm not in a position where I need to kill to survive. I'm not in a position where I need to tear down people to survive in the entertainment industry, okay, right? There are people who, in Detroit, per se, if this doesn't work out for them, there is no future for them in anything type shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, bro, well, yeah, you might be right. My music might suck, but guess what, bro? If I don't get this opportunity, if I don't make this money off this shit, bro, I'm working at the fucking plant, or I'm picking up trash off the streets, bro, or I'm in prison. So you don't really stop talking to me, because this is my only option in life. I can't go to school for these reasons. My parents were this. My street situation is that. So that's sometimes where I'm like, damn, bro, like, shit. Sometimes I do gotta shut the fuck up because I'm not in that position that they're in. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only reason I do get that mentality of like pulling people down instead of like bringing everybody together, is because sometimes there is no other way for certain motherfuckers, or clout chasing, or doing things that are outside of your character, like, you know, pretending to be somebody you're not, because it might be your only way. I don't know if you agree with that.
I don't agree, but
Come on, man.
I don't agree. The
Maybe,
only
why
reason
don't you
I
cut me off,
don't listen.
goddamn?
Only reason I don't agree is because people are making businesses out of anything, man. It's 2021. It's people I've seen with my own eyes create clothing lines and like are eating heavier than a lot of people who think they selling dope out here. You know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily if the music shit don't work out, like I can't do anything. You can always do something, bro. Like as long as you can breathe and you wake up every morning and you got these two gifts, man. You can open your eyes, bro. Move your feet, move your hands, bro. It's things that you can do. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just people want to get there quicker and they want what they want. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta deal with the cards that you get, bro. No matter what those cards are, you can still play a hand. It just is what it is.
All right, you checkmated me. I'll give you that. Yeah, you're right. There's no excuse, basically, is what you're saying.
Nah, I mean there is excuses. Don't get me wrong. There are excuses. But after you make this excuse, it's like, what you gonna do about it? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can make the excuse, but an excuse should be temporary. You know? Like, it shouldn't hold you down. You should never let an excuse hold you down. You know, if something happened, like shit happens to everybody. Like, yeah, you maybe use that excuse one time, but don't keep giving me the same excuse, man. The teacher don't want to hear that somebody died, your grandma died 10 times, and that's why you couldn't get your paper in. You may get that one time, man. You know what I'm saying? But like, you lying and dragging that shit on, and nah, nigga, you just don't want to do better. You know what I'm saying? Or you just don't want to take it to a certain place. It's just, or do certain things, you know? So excuses are temporary to me, man. You can't just keep reusing the same thing over and over and over and over. At some point, you got to just boss up out of whatever situation you in and go get that shit.
Has there been like a conflicting moment so far for you? So far, it seems like, I mean, you gravitated to a point where everybody knows who the fuck you are around the city of notoriety. Was there any conflicts or certain moments that kind of struck and held you back, or made you feel like shit, like this is a little bit of reverse?
Not necessarily reverse, but definitely like a taste of more of what I want. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to T, man. He gave me an opportunity to go on tour with him. And I was on tour with him, and I was just seeing these different crowds every day, if not every other day. And it was blowing my mind, huh? It was blowing my mind. And so, like, to come back home, and this is probably for any artist on their first tour, you know, but to come back home and not be in that motion, because you get used to it. I think we did like 30 dates or something like that, 30 some dates, and you get used to that. You know, you start getting used to it. You start, you know, getting in that groove. So to come home, you know, it wasn't like I felt reversed per se, but it was like, man, I gotta get to the point where that's what I'm doing for the check. You know what I'm saying? Like that, like I'm able to go out into a crowd and perform or do what entertains, you know, wherever that may be, whether that's me being in a movie, whether that's me being in a on stage performing. Like, I have to get to the point and get my talent out there that much where it's at that level, you know? And I thank T a lot for letting me experience that, because that was dope.
It's crazy because, like, yeah, you look at it from, you're hosting these events, you know, you could have 100 to 500 people, even more, and then how big are these audiences when you're coming out on stage? Man,
it could be 5,000 people, 2,000 people, 1,000 people, you know?
What was the biggest one you saw on the tour?
I don't even know, man. Rolling Loud, bro. Yeah. It was Rolling Loud for sure. That shit was crazy. You can't see the end of the audience. You know what I'm saying? You walking around, this celebrity, that, you know, and it's all a good vibe. You know what I'm saying? That's all a good vibe. You meeting different people, you connecting, and everybody's in that work type of zone environment. Everybody's working on themselves, working on their career, you know, and you want to link up with another motherfucker that's on that same path and that's taking their shit seriously and doing what they doing. So Rolling Loud, bro, I think Rolling Loud was probably one of the dopest experiences I've had, being on the stage and looking out into the crowd.
When you were going to this tour in the first place, was there any like inclination of how you would perceive it, like as far as walking on stage and seeing thousands and thousands and thousands of people? Did you like, were you prepared for it when you first got on stage? Were you like,
and that's just fun to me, bro? It's the same shit I said earlier about like the band camp situation. It's like I get a high off that shit. I get an adrenaline. It's like I gotta conquer it. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get out there and I gotta perform to the best of my ability. You know, I gotta make them feel me. It ain't no way I'm stepping off the stage if they don't feel me. They gotta feel me. I gotta, you know, that energy has to resonate. So it's like, it's fun. It's fun, bro. It's fun to me. Do it all day.
The surrealness of it, obviously, too, is just like probably. But the thing is with you, it's like you expect this out of your life, so that's why it's easy for you to just kind of maneuver through it.
It's manifestation.
Yeah.
If you expect it, you'll get it. Yeah. If you expect it and you manifest it and you work for it and you put the energy out for it, you will eventually get it. If you work hard and stay consistent, when you will get it, I cannot tell you that. You know. What's up?
What things in your life have you like noticed slowed you from manifesting what you wanted? And how have you ever found something in your life that you were doing that really was just like dragging you back that you took care of?
Something that slowed me down from the manifestation process is just like real life situations, you know, deaths, of course.
How do you keep those things from really affecting you?
Man, you got to turn it into motivation. You got to turn it into, you know, we lost a good guy this year, man. We lost my dog Slick B. I don't know if you guys know about that, but he was a major DJ in the city. And we had became good friends, and just we lost him, man. Pointless violence, bro. Something that didn't need to happen, bro. Something that didn't need to happen. But I think about him all the time. You know, I think about him when I'm chasing this shit, because we had discussions about where we were gonna go. Where he would go as a DJ, where I would go in my lane with the music and the interviews, and, you know, just a content creator. And we were on the way, you know, like both of us were moving heavy, you know. And so to see the story, his story, get unreasonably cut so soon, it's like I gotta get this. I gotta go get it. You know, I gotta go get it. Not just for me, but, you know, for him, you know, and all the people that have supported me this far, you know.
I had the same kind of experience like a few years ago where I lost pretty much my best friend, and we were on the same path where like we both wanted to make movies. That was the goal, you feel me? Like, we're gonna make crazy Goodfellas, Casino. We're gonna make the next fucking big Martin Scorsese type film, whatever. And, you know, since we were, you know, kids talking this shit, we used to try to shoot skits with our camera, little short films, and we even tried to make like a whole movie one time with this small ass camera. And you know, he lost his life, unfortunately, and it was probably the most crushing experience throughout everything of trying to get somewhere and make it in the scene. Death is always the hardest one, especially when it's somebody that's like this with you and going with you and moving forward with you,
and
bro.
just talented, man. Like,
yeah. And they see something you don't see, and then you see something they don't see. And it's like that perfect, like, locked in, like, we both got this, we both see it. And that, like, I didn't realize how much it hurt me for years. It probably didn't realize until last year. I was like, damn, bro, no, I think I know why I was kind of like not going full speed all the time. But now it's like, you're right. You got to take that and you got to use it as more motivation. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
You know, it's unfortunate, you know what I'm saying? And no getting it back. You know, let's talk about what were your plans that you guys had together, or what were the visions for you guys?
Man, we just talked about taking things to the next level and exiting the city. And when I say exiting the city, I don't just mean exiting the city and just leaving, but more so our brands being able to exit and be a national, universal brand that could be recognized everywhere. And at the time, we were traveling a lot. We were going to LA, I had a party in LA. We were going to Atlanta, you know what I'm saying, shooting moves in Atlanta. And as we're at these different places, or even just here and linking up with different people, it would almost be funny because it's like I would expect to see him backstage. I would expect to see Slick in these certain places because he was trying to move how I was trying to move. So when it was like, and when you see each other, not knowing, like, even if we didn't communicate that we would see each other that day or that night or on that trip, it was just like when you do, it's just like, it's like a confirmation, that you guys are moving in the right direction. It may be a little show. You might get word that your people coming through and you pull up to the show. And then I think we were at a Future show and I'm walking backstage and I'm like, I'm not thinking anybody else would really be there from the city like Slick. And boom, he right there, Stewe, what up? Like, it was just, these were beginning times, you know what I'm saying? It was just the beginning. Like, we had so much more to accomplish.
Sounds like nothing that was in your control really kind of slowed you down, really, as far as, some people lose motivation just because they lose motivation for any just nonsensical reason.
It comes in waves, man. Somebody once told me discipline is so important because discipline kicks in when motivation isn't present.
Yeah, because you have to do that shit.
You have to do that shit. If you say you're going to go to the gym 5 days a week and Tuesday you wake up like, I don't really want to go, that discipline to get your ass up and go and to stick to that promise that you made yourself, it's a big deal, man.
Yeah.
People don't get how big of a deal that is. Because once you let yourself down, you let other people down.
There's no integrity when you do, bro.
Yeah. It's like you don't believe yourself.
Yeah.
And then you're just caught in this constant wheel of never really getting to where you want to go because you don't believe yourself.
Yeah, it's your karma.
Yeah.
Your karma is influenced by your patterns and your behaviors. So it's like if you constantly keep doing the same shit day and day and day and day, and then you break that cycle, that's a new karma you just started right there. So it's kind of like you got to stay continuous and stay disciplined with it. No matter how hard it gets. Mark Wahlberg said my favorite shit about that. He was like saying, I fucking hate the gym. This guy's soulless shit. What? He's like, I fucking hate the gym, but I go every single day at 4 o'clock in the morning. No matter what. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
That shit always motivated me. And there was a fucking army soldier or a lieutenant who said the same shit. He's like, every morning when you wake up, your first step is to make your bed. Because when you make your bed, that's the first sign of discipline within your system. Yeah. And then that carries on to the rest of the disciplines throughout your day.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's something that even I struggle with sometimes. My discipline is like very I'm disciplined when it comes to getting this shit done. Yeah. But damn, how much more shit I could get done if I was more disciplined.
Yeah, but you got to hear what you're saying and just act on that. Like you should actually write that shit down. You should plan your days. You should plan out your campaigns. You should plan out what you want to do. Damn near 3 to 6 months in advance and hold yourself accountable. When you write that shit down and you set a goal for yourself, like you're telling yourself, you're saying, hey, I want to be here by here. And if you don't do it, you are the only person to hold accountable. Especially if you sit down and map that shit out. You know what I'm saying? When you're just going day by day, like, I'll maybe do this today, maybe do this tomorrow, maybe do this the next day. There's no real traction, and then there's no real way of gauging the truth on how much you're progressing and at what rate.
Yeah. Is there anybody that like kind of helped? I mean, obviously you mentioned that tour, that was a good pull for you. Is there any other support from the city that really saw you and said, let me pull this?
Man, I got to say everybody. Well, let me pull me up?
Yeah, like he was there.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I got love for everybody in the city, and everybody in the city has really shown me love. I'm not expecting anybody to just come get me.
No, yeah. Well, was there moments where you did notice that like this person is really pulling me, helping me pull?
I can't really think of anything too far on that scale, man. I can't really think of anything too far on that scale.
Yeah.
To be honest.
I hear you, man.
It's all love though. It's all love.
100%.
It's been nothing but love. But as far as somebody coming in really making a huge impact with a pool or some sort of like help as far as that, I can't really think of it. It's all just been grind, bro. And I'm not complaining about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love this shit. I'm in love with the grind.
Did you find moments where you felt like certain people should, like, you maybe expected it at the time?
Never. These niggas don't owe me nothing. Don't nobody owe me nothing.
But listen, man, let's get real, though. There's sometimes where you're sitting down and like, God damn, bro. You feel me? Because I know, like, I don't expect nothing either, but there was certain times when I was trying to move forward that I was like, damn, certain motherfuckers could, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm there. You know what I'm saying? I kind of think like maybe you should, and I'm probably wrong about that. You shouldn't expect anything from anybody, but there's sometimes where it's like, damn, G, you feel me? Like, what the fuck? Like, Nick, I'm always like, Nick, like you always told me like, bro, come on, man, you gotta help me out, like move, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm fucking there for you, and you're always right. I'm always like, yeah, you're right.
I mean, there's work, and then there's what people do outside of work, and I feel like if you're working with somebody or for somebody, there's an expectation of pay or profit or something, but like realistically, outside of what you're working on with somebody, they don't owe you shit.
It's just it's literally,
it depends on what it is.
If that's not in you, if that's not in your heart, if that's not who you are as a person to help me or to do that for me, then I probably didn't need that anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, I probably didn't need that energy anyway. You probably doing me a favor. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what?
Like, because when the right person, like, if and when the right person comes around to help or to try to put me in a better position or whatever the case may be, like, it'll be genuine and it'll be that for the time. But yeah, it won't. If that doesn't happen, like, I'm A-okay. Like, I'm getting there regardless. I'm going to get there regardless. It's not a fact of if, it's a fact of when.
I like that.
You know?
I like that a lot. That is, and you're 100% right. If those people or whatever the hell, if they're not there, then you probably didn't need them, and you're probably going to find better opportunities because maybe that whatever they gave you wouldn't even put you in the right place.
You don't want to ruin. You could literally be ruining your next blessing by trying to chase and beg for someone to give you a blessing over here. Like, you go where you celebrate it, not tolerate it. You know what I'm saying?
God damn, this motherfucker's dropping some gems on us. You hear this shit? I'm gonna quote that part.
For real.
I'm gonna put that bitch on the poster.
Basically, you should be cool enough to get your own shit regardless.
No, you know what? My point around what I'm basically saying is, I feel like there is a certain
like situations or times where you've made overdone for someone
and
you're like, yo, where's my, like, I've invested into you.
Exactly.
Even though you may not have
point.
asked for this extra or for this loyalty or whatever the case may be, I have invested in you and I have not seen a return on my investment.
Not even like, yeah, exactly. I mean, to use it in lesser terms than investment, which it kind of is anyway, it's kind of just like, damn, bro, like, we're supposed to be building each other up, but then it's like you're building somebody out of love and all that stuff, and then on the opposite end, it's like, yeah,
you're not getting anything from it.
Yeah, so it's kind of like
a one-way street.
But I like what you said about that, because you're basically saying, like, if that doesn't happen, then it didn't. You
didn't need it. You didn't need it. If they didn't see your value enough to reach back or to do whatever the case may be, you got to know that that's fine, and you don't want to, like, you shouldn't want to be there anyway.
Is there anybody in the city that you look at like, damn, bro, I want to, like, that person's totally underrated, or somebody that doesn't get enough recognition, or that maybe you have reached out to or anything like that? And do you see reasons why some people don't, reach the levels that, you think they could reach, even though they are consistent and they are doing good as far as creating content or putting themselves out there? Or do you think everybody's just getting what they deserve right now?
I think everybody's really getting what they deserve right now. I think it's some people that have been working that just need to do a little bit more and just stay a little bit more consistent and just really get in the mud and get that shit. But I think I'm loving where everybody's going right now. I'm loving to see everybody's labor, the reward that they're getting from it, all the work that they put in. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it happen for a lot of different people. There are some people I want to see do more though. There are some people that are super duper talented, that are hard, that I want to see, you know what I'm saying, do more.
Yeah. Was like, come on, man. Cause listen, bro, you've been a part of some crazy shit. Obviously, like, is anybody can go on your page and see. You've obviously been a part of crazy ass events. There has to be a moment that like strikes your brain as far as like the wildest scenario or a certain moment that just kills you inside every time you think about it or you see it.
Like a funny moment or
Anything,
just like a
to be
wild
honest
moment.
with you, anything,
just,
man. To be honest with you, anything. I mean, like I had a circumstance where I was at like a strip club and they pulled me on stage and shit. Ended up with my shirt off and just like, I don't know what was happening. The strippers were surrounding me and shit. So it's some funny ass shit has happened to me. But I ended up getting kicked out of the strip club like 2 minutes later because I shouldn't have been. They told me to get the fuck off the stage.
Oh my god.
Nothing too crazy type shit. But you've been around like everybody, bro. You know what I'm saying? And you've been around the finest girls I've ever seen in my life. You know what I'm saying? All these models surround. You know what I'm saying? There has to be something that just hits you, bro.
This has nothing to do with any models or anything like that. This is just strictly some bullshit. I was at a show. It was some time ago, bro. I think it was a Tiger show. We ended up at a Tiger show because we were bored. And we went to the show, and the show was cool, actually. You know what I'm saying? Tiger was cool. And my friends had dared me to get on stage. Like, we're in the front of the stage. We're in the front of the stands. And they're like, get on stage. And I think I had just climbed over and just hopped on. Like, just casually. Like, just looked like security didn't even... Like, security was so in shock that they didn't run up to me yet. They're like, what is he doing? I just casually, like, hopped over the gate, hopped on stage. As he's performing, and this was, you know what I'm saying, rocking out, he comes, daps me up. The stage goes dark, and all I hear is these big ass footsteps. Boom, 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 boom. I'm like, damn, these niggas about to get me. And I just got tackled out to the parking lot, and like Super Ray was out there. It was funny, man. But I was super young. It was like some super dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? Just for the hell of it.
I mean, goddamn.
Yeah, I mean, I know out of all the events and everything that I've been a part of, I know that's so funny that I brought that up, but I just think that even me not throwing that event or being a part of that event, like, it was just funny because my friends were just so in shock that I would just do something like that. It was just funny.
Yeah, I mean, you fucking jump on a fucking stage with killers on that motherfucker. That just shows like some insanity in you, like some. You know, they say all creative people have like some type of like craziness to them. Like you can't be a fucking creative person or an entertainer without being somewhat crazy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And my friends are crazy. Like, my friends are crazy, man. Especially when we were younger, we were always like, you know, pulling each other's cards to do crazy shit. It wasn't even for anybody else. Like, this was before people were taking videos and like uploading viral moments. This was like strictly for your friend group, like everybody get a good laugh type shit, you know?
Some shit that got you in trouble before?
Some shit, no, it's been shit that I've done that's definitely gotten me in trouble before, that we've done that we weren't supposed to be doing, for sure.
Alright. You're not gonna say something? Oh shit, this motherfucker's locked and sealed in this motherfucker, goddamn. He is locked and sealed.
Oh, damn,
Played the
man.
fifth on that motherfucker, man.
No, but we have fun though. We have fun. We like to have fun.
Me right now, like, I look at the industry, like a lot of talented people, but to measure it out, you know more than me. If you could put like a number in your head about how many people you think that are actually in the industry making moves, and you know, let's just say there's 1 million celebrities on Earth. There's not though. There's like what, 5,000 celebrities on Earth, maybe more. Who knows? In Detroit, how many? If you could round up a number, how many people do you think are actually out there that have stamped a name for themselves?
Man, it's a good 50 motherfuckers that's like going stupid. It's like different classes. It's like your A class.
Let's just say A through C plus.
A through C plus.
That's a lot of fucking people.
It's probably 100. It's probably a nice hun bun.
Exactly. That's nothing. That's good. That's what I was thinking too.
It's probably a nice hun bun with a solid portfolio, with a good buzz, going on the up. It's a solid 100 from C, B, and A.
It feels like more, but it's not.
It feels like more, but it's definitely not.
Yeah.
It's definitely not. It's a solid hun bun.
Yeah.
Solid hun bun.
It's crazy because a lot of people think how like it is very hard to get involved in it and get into that sector where, you know, you have a stamped name and reputability. But damn, if you get in that bitch, bro, you're not. There's not that many other motherfuckers around you. You know what I'm saying? So, it like I said, it seems so big, but it really is so small. Cause I only follow 450 people, but I only really fuck with like as far as what they're creating, like 10 of them.
Yeah.
Like where it's like, all right, like 20.
Yeah.
Some shit. Nah, not really, bro. It was like 10 people I really pay attention to, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I fuck. Not that I don't fuck with the other 400.
Yeah.
It's that I see these motherfuckers like, damn, those motherfuckers like, that's some serious shit going on there. That's like really like this motherfucker's making money off this shit. He's having fun doing this shit. He has a good support system off the shit, and his potential growth is anywhere he wants to go. That's like 10 people for me that I follow. All right, maybe like 20. I don't know, but I agree with you about the number. About 100 people.
It's about 100, bro.
Yeah.
It's about 100. It's people trying to break into that 100 for sure. It's some people on a lot of other people's ass right now that you see, and it's like, not yet. You know what I'm saying? It's like, are they like they're stagnant? You know, they drop something and then you don't hear from them for another 6 months, which is I'm definitely guilty for with the music, but I'm done with that.
But you do other shit to compliment.
Yeah, that's true. You know, but I guess if you're just like if you're strictly an artist and you're dropping every 6 months, like that's not gonna work. It's people out here dropping music every day. Every day.
You also have a name, which like I hope to get to this one day, where basically there's people who don't have to post too often, but like or do anything too often, but they still get like massive respect and love and all those things. And like I feel like you're one of those people. If you took a month break from even performing at shows or being a part of any projects, you could still come back and everybody would still be like, oh, yo, Stu, what up, man? Come through, you know, pull up. I feel like I'm not in that position yet where I still gotta like stay. You see me working every day. I'm doing something different, whether it's podcast, music reviews, whether I'm shooting a music video or I'm somebody's event or I'm just doing whatever the hell, making a skit. You know what I'm saying? Just doing anything to always be in this because I love it, 100% love it. But I don't feel like I'm at the point where like I could take a break and come back and everybody, oh yeah, I'll still, you know, what the hell.
But
like,
the thing is,
shit.
I never really take a break. Like people think I may take a break,
But no, you're not. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying you do.
No. I'm saying like even if it seems like you're taking a break, you shouldn't be taking a break. Like even if you're taking a break, social media, it's like you should be working in the street somehow. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're getting footage for like a documentary, like whatever the case may be, to a point where people never will be able to let that go because they're like, oh, he ain't posting a while, but like. I know he's working on this, or I ran into him, or I heard through the grapevine. You know what I'm saying? Like people like that too. As long as your name is buzzing somewhere in the streets or online, like best if both, you know, then you'll be all right.
Yeah, 100%.
Then that's just work. That's literally just work. If you work, you'll be good, man. It's like I tell people all the time: don't stop work and then think about what you're gonna do and dwell on that and procrastinate on that. It's like. Just never stop working. If you never stop working, you'll go so much farther.
What do you think? All the fucking wisdom that you got, obviously, because you're actually like, you know, you're pretty eloquently speaking. Like you know what the fuck you're talking about. It all makes sense. But where do your influences come as far as just seeing things clear with a sense of clarity?
Man, real money. If you look at people with the real money, man, they're educated and might not necessarily be through college, you know, but their culture, they're educated. They know something, you know, they went and did their research. They've read certain books. They've done this, they've done that. The quickest way to get there is seeing how other people have gotten there. That's literally a cheat code that people don't realize, you know. So reading books and listening to podcasts or whatever the case may be of other successful people, like it's countless people I could tell you, bro. It's countless people I could tell you. It's people in industries that have nothing to do with entertainment I look up to.
Right.
That these concepts that they talk about are applied or have applied to their own success. you can take and apply to your success.
Is there anybody that stands out as far as some of those influences that go beyond hip hop and beyond the culture?
Elon Musk, and I'm not just saying that because I'm
man.
not just saying
That's
that
the
because
last person I thought this motherfucker would say.
I know. I'm not just saying that because of Dogecoin or even Tesla.
I ain't gonna lie, I got 1,000 in Doge.
I'm gonna take it back to PayPal. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah, that's right.
A lot of people, like, you got to think ahead, bro. You know, and you use the knowledge and you use what's going on to make that next move. Like, those are the people that's rich. When you think about that next move, the people who developed Uber, you know, like the people who have developed all these little different platforms that were like that next move. I like those types of people, man. Like, those are culture changing moves, culture changing things that, yes, make you financially rich, but also make a dent in the culture. Like, no one will ever forget Uber, bro. No one will ever forget when the internet was, you know, introduced to everyone. And so if you can get a major moment, if you can work hard for a major cultural changing moment, like, that is it. That is it. Like, following those people who did those types of big things, like, makes you think outside the box.
You can get small samples of them, even like as micro influence or whatever. Even when I was when I first started doing this, I don't know how far back you've seen my page or like looked into it, but a lot of people don't even know I shoot music videos. That's one thing. Like, a lot of people don't even know that. That's how I started on the scene, was shooting music videos, then I started making skits about being a music video director because I thought it was hilarious. Like, all the trials and tribulations of people not paying you on time or being late or having guns in your face while you're shooting. I was shooting nobody was doing it. Nobody was telling you what the life of a music video director was like. It wasn't a concept yet. There was nothing. I was like the first guy to do it, and instantly, like, all these major personalities started, like, you know, sharing my videos. They were like, this is fucking hilarious. You're going to blow up. RJ Lamont was actually one of the first people to reach out and say, he's like, you're going to blow up. Trust me. Just keep doing this shit. Keep blowing it. Scoob hit me up. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. And I remember when I started doing I remember seeing other directors, like, start doing it too. Like, I remember, like, the jealousy setting in at first. The thing that always tripped me out about other directors was that I was making the skits for them. So I'm a music video director. I'm shooting skits about how being a music video director is fucked up and all the fucked up shit happens in it. And no directors were supporting me. Not one. I was like, Jerry, come on, where you at? We're like, CT, like, where are y'all at, bro? I love y'all. I'm doing this for us because this shit's hilarious. And you guys go through what I'm going through right now. So they would not share or comment or like or do any type of support. Even if I said their name in the video, it was so rarely often that they would support it, which shocked me. But then I remember, like, seeing other directors, like, slowly start to make skits here and there, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this funny, and I was like, okay, that's cool. And I didn't think it was about me, but I knew somewhere, like, I made a dent. Like, people are, I was like, directors are being less afraid to put themselves on camera and show their personalities. I remember seeing directors that would not show their face at all, and then slowly you start seeing the face, slowly you start seeing the goofiness. And even just as far as recently with the music reviews, I know I didn't start music reviews. That would be stupid if I said that. But now I'm starting to see other directors and other, like, people in the industry start like, oh, I'm going to start doing that. Podcast, same thing. It's no coincidence that there's 4 other photographers and videographers in Detroit that randomly are starting a podcast now that's never done this shit ever. Like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I'm seeing them. Oh, I'm starting a podcast. Oh, I'm starting a podcast. After being on my podcast, after being a part, not to say I invented it or not to say they're stealing or jocking. I'm happy for them. But to see that these little dents of just like how you said with Elon Musk, not to say I'm not, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But to say that you can see early signs of somebody who's just looking for the next move.
Yeah.
Like looking for the next idea. And then everybody else wants to come in, which is totally awesome, and do the same kind of style. So for me, I can see that in myself where, like, eventually I'm going to create something so large and it's just going to be untouchable at that point because it's just, like, so stamped off being me. And I feel like with the Stewe show, like, I feel like the same thing's going to happen there because you already took it to the highest level it could be production-wise and the people that you're bringing on the show, and then you already have a personality that's been well crafted and curated to be able to do it in the first place.
My God.
You know what I'm saying? So most people, like, anybody who's trying to start this shit or do any type of shit, realize this is curated throughout time. This doesn't happen out of fucking nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people who are going to start doing the things that I know I didn't invent none of this shit. You didn't do none of this shit yet to get to that point as far as building the repertoire. Like, I've been doing this for a long ass fucking time, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like, a long fucking time, bro. I've been making skits since I was 10 fucking years old. So you can't just hop on a camera and start making skits and expect them to succeed. I've been doing this shit 15, 20 years. That's why I was able to create skits constantly and make people laugh, or as a director, not even as anything else. That's why I was able to start a podcast, because I've been talking forever. That's why I've been able to do music reviews, because I've been in the industry for so fucking long. I've been seeing everything. I heard not everything, but I've seen and I heard a lot of shit. So it's not easy for anybody to just jump in and do it randomly. But again, to the point, putting little dents in here and putting dents in there shows signs of where we can go in the future. For you though, is there any money? Because the things you're naming, they are kind of money influenced to some degree. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're talking about Uber and Elon Musk and stuff like that. What's your main motive behind everything when it comes to putting these productions, collaborations together?
I don't really have the money motive, man. I let it go. You know what I'm saying? Of course, like, I do things to get money, you know? Like, I got the hustles going on and, you know, things like that. And I've set up these different avenues, you know what I'm saying, for money. But that's not what really fuels me. That shit is just a tool, man. That shit is just a tool. Money is just a tool, man. This shit is like, it's bigger than money. It's bigger than money. And when you start thinking like that, that's when you make the most money. I've made the most money just because I started thinking like that. Like, when I stopped thinking about getting just the dollar, like the physical dollar, like the physical green dollar bill, because like, you will obsess over that. You know what I'm saying? Which is, you know, a hustler is a hustler, but when you're blessed enough to have talent and go for that shit and just work and grind and get it out, that money is gonna come. You just gotta be willing to lock in. You know what I'm saying? And of course, you got to take care of yourself, hustle, do whatever you got to do, get a job, do whatever the fuck you got to do. But at the end of the day, when you just lock in with what you and do what you know you got to do, that money is gonna come, bro. It'll start falling out the sky, man. I'm doing a commercial with McDonald's on Wednesday, I think.
You are? Man, what the fuck? All right, talk to me.
Yeah, man. So it's like I didn't see that coming, but they just seen, you know what I'm saying? They see my profile, they seen what I do, they see me working with other brands, like, and the money's just coming. Like, the money's coming here, it's coming there, and hopefully it gets to a point where, you know, a lot of my talents will overtake.
Can you walk us through that McDonald's pursuit? Like, what's happening?
They just reached out. They were just like, "Hey, we want you to do this," and I was like, "Hey, how much I'm getting?" They told me the price, and I'm like, "Hey, yeah, bye, 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 bye." You know what I'm saying? I'm loving it. Yeah, I can't wait. You know, so, but that came with me not thinking about it. Like, I wasn't chasing that money that they're about to give me. I wasn't thinking like, man, I'm about to go get McDonald's and like, they're about to pay me this much. No, I've been being myself. I've been sticking to what I'm doing. I've been really investing in my craft and investing in my brand, and it's just coming back tenfold. And that's what people got to realize. Like, yeah, get money, get money, get money, get money. I'm a hustler to the day I die. I'm going to get this money, but we have to, at some point, think about our purpose. You know what I'm saying? It's beautiful when the passion meets the purpose. And when the passion meets the purpose, man, you'll be forever rich.
A lot of people would say to you, it's easy for you to say only because of one aspect.
What?
You were making money from the get-go, essentially.
Man, I was damn near home. People don't know I was damn near homeless. People don't know when my mom wanted me to go to nursing school, and I tried to tell her that wasn't my passion. Tried to tell her that it wasn't for me. And my mom was going through a lot. And, you know, my family struggled a lot, and I don't know, she just got so fed up. She was just like, man, if you're not gonna do it, like, you can't live with me, you can't be here, no, I'm not doing that. Like, I don't support any of the foolishness that you're on. And I just graduated high school at like 16, you know, and I tried to do the nursing thing, went to Wayne State, went to this other school in Ohio, but it just wasn't for me. I came back and I just made that shit happen, bro. From the mud. Like, I had all my shit in my car, everything from my dorm in my car, and I just figured it out, bro. Sometimes you gotta just take that leap and figure that shit out. People think that this shit just was like, but nah, man. People started some low places. I was living in my office at a certain point in time for a short period of time, but it was a point in time where like I had lied on the lease for that office. It wasn't like seemed like a loft, but it wasn't really a loft, like, you know. And I was trying to get it together. I was trying to figure this shit out. Like, this shit, people don't understand that you really gotta want this shit, and sometimes you gotta hit the lowest for you to be able to see that you can reach the highest.
Or on the homeless aspect, is it type of like car, like you're situated in your car for long periods of time, or was it just like you weren't at the crib?
No, it was like you can't come back to the crib. Like, that's it. Like, so I had to just figure it out. Yeah, that was all.
Was it like harsh nights and shit type? Like how what was the experience? You can't really want to dive into it. I mean, I think it's interesting that you were kind of like at that low of a point where you couldn't even go home.
I mean, it wasn't really harsh nights, man. Like I said, I got great friends, man. I got great friends. I might have couch surfed for a second till I got it right, you know, but I was all right, bro. I ended up just figuring it out. When you at a certain point, bro, you're forced to figure it out. Like, your mind is like, there's no other option. Back against the wall, you're going to figure it out. Yeah. Like, that's what winners do.
Yeah. There's only, I always like have I always have like this perception that there's two ways of succeeding, and it's one when you have no other option, just like you said, like last resort shit. All the pressure is on you. If you don't do something, nothing will happen. And then the other option is like you just listen. Like, you just listen. Like, what the hell's going on around me, and how do I make shit work the way I need it to work? A lot of people wait till they have to get crushed before they go like, okay, let me just start listening. You know what I'm saying? That's the scariest part. I mean, for me, I went through that shit. I was delivering pizza for a long time, and I just remember, like, I think the day that it all cracked for me was I was like delivering pizza and I came to work in the back, and the manager came up to me. He's like, "What's up, man?" I was like, "Man, I don't know if I could keep delivering pizza, bro." Like, you know, and it's like, I was like, I don't know, man. Like, I was just delivering pizza. Like, I was like, I always thought I was gonna be famous or an entertainer or something. And he's like, "Bro, let me tell you something, bro." Grabbed my shoulder. He's about to give me some crazy speech. All you gotta do, bro, just keep clocking in work, count your tips, clock out, just come back tomorrow and do the same shit over and over again. He's like, and that's gonna be your life. I was like, man, what the fuck kind of speech is this, motherfucker?
Imagine you had listened to that, bro.
Oh yeah, man. I was sitting there like, God damn, that was the speech, man.
Man, this system ain't.
That's literally what it was. It's like clock in, clock out, be on time. That was a speech to me. I'm like, bro, what? Yeah. That was your speech to me, bro.
But some people can't. Some people will try to blur your vision because they don't see it for themselves.
Oh, 100%.
And not necessarily like see what you want to do for themselves, but they don't see a better life for themselves. Their dream might have died. But my thing, bro, it's a lot of motherfuckers walking around here dead already. It's a lot of motherfuckers that their dream died and they just going with the motions. I can't do that, man.
Half life.
That's not living. Yeah. Not half life. That's dead. Like, I would be, that's no life. Like, I would be dead if I didn't get to, like, get up and do what I loved. You know what I'm saying? If I wasn't working towards it. Even if you got a job and you're going through those motions, you're not working towards your passion. Maybe your job is your passion. That is not, like, that is what you're aiming for, right? But if not, and you're not going for that shit and you're just settling,
that's what it is.
That shit is crazy.
That's
like, I could never settle, bro. I could never settle. I'd be working to get to the next step to the day I die.
I must have killed you to be like in the fucking nursing degree and shit, knowing that you wanted to be in.
Man, it was killing me. It was literally driving me insane. And my mom was struggling to try to help me, and then I was working to go to something that I didn't want to do. Like, I'm busting my ass. My mom is struggling to help me with school, all for something that I don't want to do.
Man,
like, you know what I'm saying? She behind on bills. We down bad. I'm working my ass off. Like, and like, I had to literally like say, yo, I gotta hold myself accountable. You know, not that nursing would have been a bad field for anybody, just not for me. I wouldn't have been happy. Like, as good as a field as it in, I personally would be settling.
Bro, if somebody told me that I have to do some type of like menial job, not to say nursing is menial, but for the rest of my life and not being in the
because there's some great nurses that love the shit.
No, I'm saying, but for people like us though,
yeah,
to put us in that container where it's like, okay, you're not going to be an entertainer, you're going to be a nurse.
And
I
that's
mean, bro,
just that's just a foreigner thing, man. Like, so it's just like,
yeah, my brother's best friends are, I think, Croatian. I think.
okay,
So like, and their parents are strict as hell. So I know, like, they're literally like,
because this shit
and
is
they
not
don't
a,
want it.
this shit is not a game to them. You gotta imagine, bro. My mom grew up in a shack the size of this room,
Damn.
you know, with brothers and sisters and shit, and in Jamaica, and you know, to make that leap to come to another country, bro, you know, and then you have a kid, it's like, it's a lot of pressure, you know, and it's like you want to make sure they have the best life and never experience anything that they experience, you know, or, you know, that my mom wants to make sure I don't experience anything that she experienced. And so it's like that's the nature of like wanting to make sure that you're financially stable, and like, you know, they're gonna try to push those jobs on you that they know for sure like you'll never have to look for a job, you know, so you'll always be good. So when you're saying that you want to do this and that, when they've never seen it or had an interest in it, or, you know, they don't know that as real life, it's like they just look at that shit like, man, that's a fairy tale. Like, what are you talking about? Like, go get that degree, take your ass to school, you know what I'm saying, and get in that job, find you a wife or build a family, be happy, love God, and that's it. Yeah. I can't do that, bro. I can't do that.
I think that one's blinking. Might be battery.
It's not enough for me.
Yeah, my parents are from Iraq and Baghdad, into the same situation. They, you know, room this small, no water, no nothing, and like had like 20 brothers and sisters. You feel me? So they're all sitting in their same room. And when they came to America, you know, money is the motive in America, right? So it's like when you come here, that's the whole reason, is because you can make a living and you can actually buy stuff and afford things that can help maintain just a normal living. But at the same time, this is it's a new world they haven't experienced. Like you said, it's not reality for them to say, oh, you can go be an entertainer and be successful. That's a joke. And it still is kind of a joke, bro, because what did we just say? It was like 100,000 people trying to make it in the city, and there's like 100 of them that made it. You know what I'm saying? So it is a joke to say, oh yeah, you can just go do it. Of course you can. Of course anybody can. But from their perspective, it's like, no, take the secure route, but you can't blame them, because where they came from, there was no secure route. They came here for the secure route, and now my son's not doing the shit that we expected. That's the problem with parents interfering with the creative people, though. I think that even when my parents forced me to go work at a restaurant, that was hell for me, bro, because I was like 15 or so. I used to work at a liquor store first. I was like 12. I was like, bro, like I'm a creative motherfucker. Like my brain is just firing ideas all day long. I want to go do this. I want to go do that. I want to go film this. I was just thinking about my camera and shooting. I wasn't thinking about nothing else, bro. But here I'm stuck at a liquor store, you know what I'm saying? Because they want to teach me discipline, or they want to teach me like, oh, this is real life. Bitch, I mean, this is the entertainment. Like there is a different world that parents, they don't see. But who was on your side? Your pop said he was more free with, obviously you.
He was more free, but he was really like, he passed. So like it was like right as he was starting to see it. One of my last memories was with him. I was hosting a mindless behavior concert. Mind you, I was a kid. That was like a kid group that was like hot at the time. It was like a show, but I was in that demographic, you know what I'm saying? I was like 16 at the time, 16, 17. And I was like, come with me, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want you to see it. You know, he was like, all right. So he came to the show. He sat on the side. I think it was at Masonic Temple. Show packed. Nothing but kids. I go. I'm hosting the show. I can see his eyes just go crazy. He was already going crazy. I was throwing parties and I was making the money I was making doing parties. But he's and hustling and doing all sorts of whatever, creating businesses, you know, doing stuff. But when he seen like the talent that I had on stage and controlling the crowd and doing all of that, like his eyes were just like going crazy, you know what I'm saying? So he had seen a lot of it, but he wasn't really someone to get too involved, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't really, he was, like I said, he was just kind of going with whatever. Yeah. And
now obviously your mom, like, your mom's around still? Okay, so she sees, now she's like totally like, he knows what the fuck he's doing.
No, she's still not like that. She's still, listen, my mom's good, you know what I'm saying? Like, I make sure she's good, but she's still, you know, is not the happiest that I do what I do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still in the entertainment field. Like, she would still want something that she considers more stable, even though like I'm good and she's good. You know, it's just she still doesn't see. She's thinking 30 years from down the line. Like, that's just, my mom, I don't think she ever left survival mode. She could be good as hell. I think even when we're rich, she'll still be like in that, you know, it's gonna take a lot for her to like relax.
Damn.
Yeah, that's just how she is. My mom's a tough lady.
That is tough, man. It's like you already made it, and then you still you still got the whip on your back. You know what I'm saying? Like,
people laugh at that. It's like a joke amongst people that know me and my mom, or know that like know of my mom. You know what I'm saying? It's like people know like she don't play. Yeah, that's just her. That's just her. She's a sweet lady though.
No, that's legendary. That's legendary. When you were telling me how much you make per show, like earlier, or whatever, and all that stuff, it's obviously like for me, it's mind blowing numbers. But obviously, I knew I was in the ballpark in my mind because I know how many events you go to, and I know that money adds up majorly. You're probably making more money in the industry than a majority of the people. Even artists, you know, even rappers, you're probably making tons more than them simply because of the consistency and the fact that you're doing this shit every week and you have many different revenues of income or areas that you're getting it from. So I always say, like, to make even $1,000 a week in the entertainment industry is, to me, success, because there's people who don't make $100 a week.
There's people who don't make $50.
There's people who pay to be in the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's people who pay $1,000 to be in the industry and not make any money off of it. And they've been doing this shit for 5-6 years. Like, oh, I got to pay to promote. I got to pay my cameraman. I got to pay my producer. But you never made a dime off the shit. So to be an entertainer and succeed, that's why for me, it's always humbling when I'm like, bro, anytime the first 1,000 I made, off of not shooting videos, I don't count that. That's fine. Shooting videos is a business. Yeah. Okay, I'm not gonna count that as the entertainment industry. It is, but it's not. Making money being me, the first grand I saw, I literally I almost cried. I was like, bro, I can't believe it. Yeah. And then when it started coming consistently every week, when it first started happening, I was like, bro, what's happening? Yeah. I was like, this is not supposed to happen. That's why I told you I was scared about Instagram dying, because I was like, damn, bro, that would be a fucking blow in the stomach. But I never thought people would pay me to be me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Seeing you, again, that's why it's like kind of a huge inspiration, because it's like, that's what you get paid to do, is be you. Yeah. You get to come out.
It's come to the point where the party shit is just extras. Like, right. That's the blessing, bro. And the party shit has allowed me to put my people in position, like a lot of my friends in position. Like, I'm damn near ready to walk away from the party shit to take the other stuff to the next level, you know. And they're in position to run it. They're in position to do everything that they need to do. You know, I got some moves set, man.
The Stewe show is obviously one of the biggest. I mean, one of the bigger projects you have coming up. What other projects do you have there? You can actually.
I'm dropping some music soon, man. WAP's World, May 28th. Super hard project, man. It's like a reintroduction to me as an artist. A lot of people are so used to me being very R&B-ish or whatever the case may be. This time I get into a little bit more of my life, a little bit more of like the flow of WAP's World. It's a little bit more of me, you know. I'm letting people know a little bit more about me, which is cool. It's cool to hear people's reactions, like as people have been hearing it lately, and I've been playing it for people. It's like, it's a very cool experience to see how they're taking it.
Obviously, your relationship's not hidden on social media. It's very much out there, and it's like, I think a lot of people look at it and they go like, damn, that's like, you know, they kind of admire it. You know what I'm saying?
That's my baby.
Put the motivation behind it, like, you know what I'm saying? There's some people who get dragged down by that shit, but seems like you guys are boosting each other up.
Nah, that's my girl, man. She boosts me up. Listen, you gotta have somebody where the energy is right. A lot of people's energy doesn't match up. It's not right. Like, me and my girl, everything from morals to, you know, the hustle aspect, like the mindset, like all that shit is important, you know. And I feel like a lot of people settle for a lot, and I just told myself, like, I'm not settling for anything unless it's exactly what I want. And boop. You know what I'm saying? God bless me. I ain't gonna lie. I pray for her, bro. Oh, yeah. I pray for her. So, you know, it was a blessing to meet her and to have her now. You know what I'm saying? That's my baby.
Yeah, man. I mean, I've been to one of your events before, and I was just like, kind of mind blown about all the like the beautiful ass women there and all that stuff. And I was like, damn, thank God I'm not in a relationship right now, motherfucker, man, because this shit is too hot for me, bro. I can't be coming to these motherfuckers and all of a sudden I can't talk to nobody type shit. But you handle yourself well and you know how to like keep it professional.
I keep it professional, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got a lot of support. You know, a lot of support is a lot of women. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not running around here going crazy. You know what I'm saying? I believe on standing what you stand on. If you're in a relationship, you're in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? And you know, you gotta act accordingly. You know, so it's certain ways of going about it and still, you know, being G. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta maneuver the right way. Niggas don't know how to maneuver. Niggas don't know how to be real. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be a real nigga. If you be a real nigga and be straight up with your girl, and you know what I'm saying, you'll be all right. But niggas don't want to be real. Niggas want to lie. They want to slide. They want to cheat, go crazy. Like, nah, man. I don't know, bro. That's not me.
Man, the thing is, so like I was partially I was in a relationship when I was like, my name was kind of getting to a point where like I could go somewhere like an event and a lot of people would recognize me and stuff like that. And I was in a relationship and I was like, God damn, it sucks, man. Like I was happy because I was very disciplined. I would never like do anything. But then there was also like, damn, because I got in a relationship with somebody where we were in a relationship for a long time. So I didn't get to experience that age 20 to 25, 26, where that's the fun, go crazy. So I'm locked down towards it. So now it's like when I'm not in it, damn, I was like, that's what was happening. You know what I mean? Like, I go crazy. If I get tied down right now, bitch, it's over for me, son. I'm telling you, if I get tied down right now, it's over for me, bro. I'll be so disappointed. I don't care how much.
Oh my God.
If I lock eyes with a girl right now and I fall in love with, no, I'm telling you, if I fall in love with a girl right now, me and her, I was like, oh, bitch, please go away. I don't want to fall in love with you right now. I don't want to talk. Come back in 5 years because I need to have fun now, bro. I can't be having these serious ass relationships, even though they are beautiful, they are great. Your boy L needs some love, but I can't be out here. I can't, man. I just can't.
Need love, man. Eat some pussy.
No, hey, my game's been strong lately, bro. I got my game into my boy Shay. Shout out Brick Boy Rio, man. I appreciate you, baby. Like this guy, anytime I've ever had like some situation, somebody slid in my DMs, I'd be like, Rio, what the fuck do I do, bro? And he's like, I got you, my baby. Here's exactly what to say. And it wasn't that I was copy pasting. It was just like, oh, I get why girls weren't responding as much as they used to. When you're locked in a relationship, you forget how to you forget the game. So he kind of reminded me of the game and shit like that. And now, man, bitches in the DMs. Now, hey, listen, bitches are in the DMs to the point now where I don't give a fuck anymore, and I can prove it on my phone. You can go on my DMs right now and literally see how many girls gave me their phone numbers, and I was just like, all right, I got the number. I don't give a fuck no more.
Bro, that shit just got to a point where that shit is just a distraction. Like,
it is a distraction.
I need that bread, bro. I could give a fuck about a bitch for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need that. If it ain't about the money, it's really like a waste of my time. Like, I like to get money, bro. You know what I'm saying? And women can be a huge distraction. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people so worried about the girl, and they not worried about the bread, that when the girl leave, you left with nothing. Whew. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got $1 in your pocket, you got $1 in your pocket. You know what I'm saying? You got a girl next to you, she might walk away. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and with your money,
on the wrong shit, and with your money,
and with your money.
You know what I'm saying? When you putting all that time, it's like if that's not the match, it's not the match. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I mean, you can have your fun, do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Have your run, but like at some point, niggas gotta get focused about that cheese. You know what I'm saying? About that leveling up and really getting to where you want to go. Whether you're single or in a relationship, regardless, you got to take that shit serious. It just so happens if you're single, women can be a huge distraction.
Yeah, and I feel that too. That's why I think now that I'm getting the numbers.
I'm getting old, man. I'm getting old.
No, but I feel like, I know what you're saying though, because once I actually started getting the digits, I was like, yeah, but what do I care more about doing? Going to take care of some business or going to hook up with this girl real quick? Like, that's my mindset now. When I was getting kind of like...
You know how many people gonna pick to go hook up with the girl?
Oh, man, yeah. Everybody.
Everybody said everybody. Like,
are you saying nobody?
No, I'm not saying nobody. I'm agreeing with y'all. I'm laughing that it's just so... It's just like, by default, everybody's like, oh, for sure. I'm going like, money can wait. Like, no.
I've never not done something for a girl over doing something that was a creative project or a production that I was supposed to be part of.
Nah, bro. Like,
All right, it was like one time. No, there wasn't
It's
really.
really about
Bro.
what one can wait. If the money can wait for a little bit, then we can wait. If your girl can wait, like if you think you can pull
I
it off
left.
later,
I left the project early one time for this girl. Okay, that's not that bad. At least I was there. I was there, bro. I did what I was.
What cinematographer was pissed at you?
What do you mean?
What would you leave for the girl?
I was with Scoob, and we were shooting this. We were shooting, and then I was like, yeah, my camera ran out of battery, gang, and then I left. And that bitch was not out of battery, son.
I'm dead.
But that was it. It wasn't that serious though. Some shit we took care of before, and I was like, but that was about it. But no, I agree with you, bro. Like there was a lot. Everybody's distracted by it. I mean, bro, it comes to a point where you weren't getting it, and then you got it out of nowhere. Then you know what I'm saying? It's more intriguing. You know what I'm saying? Like before my social media pages, like I wasn't meeting too many bitches like that wildly, son. Like it was very scarce. Like not because it's just because I wasn't like that type of person to go walk up to a girl all the time. I was just like whatever. But now social media, there's girls in my DMs all the time just hitting me up, talking about this, talking about that, and it's like, damn, bro, this new. But you, like I said, you've been in this shit so long. Of course, you're OG to it. It's like it's old news.
For a minute, man, it's like I gotta get that paper. Yeah. It's all about that paper for me right now. My paper and my happiness, man. That's just all I'm on and creating content. Like, you know, that's really all it is.
Is there like a secret gem within you or something within you that nobody really knows about, even though they fucking probably, you know, worship the ground you walk on type shit?
Get out of here, man. I got so much little shit about me, man. People probably don't know, bro. I play 7 instruments. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't know I play 1. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, bro. It's a lot. It's a lot.
There's got to be a secret motherfucking thing. Like it's something that like literally everybody that supports you would not know. And does not know.
Weaving or some shit.
Basket
weaving. It doesn't even gotta be
dead.
a hobby. It could be like just anything about you personally that's like very like I do yoga and meditation every single day. My run is like 40 to 50 minutes a day of yoga and meditation. Actually, if I equate it throughout the day, it's about an hour and 10 minutes yoga and meditation a day.
Yeah.
So that's some.
I think something that people don't know about me is that, and not necessarily that they don't, because they know. I really don't know, bro. I'm trying to think of something.
You were about to say something. I mean, you had it.
I was just gonna say, I'm dead ass serious about leveling up. Like kind of how you're saying, like my routine is very, very precise. Like I spend an hour, reading every day. I spend an hour in the gym every day. My day is planned out, it's mapped out before I go to bed. The day before, I wake up, I reference my planner, I'm knocking shit out, I'm crossing shit out. And my goal is to get everything done for that day. And if it not, it carries on to the next day. But I feel terrible if it does. Like, I have to get shit done. It's just like, I'm very precise, man. And I think a lot of people see how much fun it looks like I'm having, or than I actually am having, because I do have a blast. But I don't think people know how much work I actually put into this shit and put into the different things that I do. And I probably don't put that out there like that. You know what I'm saying? I think that's probably just one of the things is like people don't really exactly see exactly everything that I do. They just see the fun.
Yeah, I mean, even when you're working out, you motherfucker look like you're having fun.
Yeah.
This motherfucker in the stories, goddamn it, he's got like a whole 6-pack and a whole big ass shoulders. He's like doing pull-ups and shit. He's like smiling, yeah, you feel me? Like the whole time, and I'm just like, goddamn. I actually started going to the gym like yesterday, and I was like, it feels good to do it, but everything you do, you make it look like it's life, and that's what it's all about, right?
Because that's what it's all about, bro. And like, I just feel like I know my purpose. I know my passion. I want to spread positivity. I want to, inspire somebody to get up and go get $1. Go get $1 in your pocket. Go follow your dreams. You can make this shit happen. We come from a place where so many people are placed with this limit. It's like this imaginary limit that you can't get to certain things, or you can't do things, or that you have to get to this place to do this, or this place to do that, or you have to be this person, or have this amount of money. And like these limits don't exist. Like these are man-made limits. These are limits that we're creating for ourselves, and limits that society is just making up.
Yeah, non-existential.
Like, you can get out and get this shit no matter what situation you in. There's a will, there's a way. When there's a will, there's a way.
You asked your boy this question, so I'm gonna ask you this question. Where do you see yourself in 4 years?
Oh shit. Oh man, in 4 years, I see myself as one of the biggest entertainers in the world, man. I see myself as one of the biggest entertainers in the world with a very nice business portfolio. With a very nice business portfolio. But one of the biggest entertainers in the world all around, for sure.
Hey, I believe it. I fucking believe it. Man, I appreciate you coming through and pulling up, bro. Like I said, man, just seeing your work ethic throughout time, and just seeing, how people magnetize. You're a magnet towards good energy, and people want to be around you. First time I met you at your event, bro, like that you introduced me to everybody,
My
which
guy.
is I didn't think you were gonna do that at all. I thought it was gonna be, oh, what up, Bell, and type shit, but you came out, you know what I'm saying, and you showed a lot of love, and you being here is a big deal for me, bro.
My God.
Damn, man, I really feel like anybody who sees you and follows your movement is gonna get inspired the whole way through, and you're definitely gonna be exactly where you said you're gonna be, bro. You're gonna be one of the biggest entertainers in the world. That's 100%, bro. You could just feel it off the energy alone. But tell everybody your Instagram page where they can follow you, and how to get in contact with you.
Hey man, make sure y'all come rock with your boy, man. It's me Stew at It's Me Stew on all platforms except TikTok. It's Me Stew up on TikTok. Yeah, man, follow me. Got some new music dropping soon, May 28th. Wops World, y'all go get that. It's lit, man.
Vander Trotto behind the camera, running the goddamn production, Parallel Sound Studio. It's your boy Kid L, man. It's been a pleasure, but we're out.